Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Today, the Shabbat, we have a double parashot. We have Achare-Mot and we have Kedoshim. Very important in my understanding of teaching that come from the Torah. And it's about, in Achare-Mot, we are going to see about the institution or the developing of the idea of Yom HaKippurim, Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement that's translated. You know, I call it more the Day of Covering, the day in which we are coming to make it right with the Creator. The other part, the second parashot, is Kedoshim. Kedoshim means sanctification, or being. Now, I will emphasize in this at this time between chapter 18 and chapter 19, between the two parashot. Usually, when we divide the scriptures in parts and portions, we have the tendency to discontinue. We finish the parasha, and then we start a new parasha. And we don't take in context that where it's coming from. You know, and we separate it, and we make a study, we make statements, almost that one is divorced from the other. And these separations are totally man-made. It's no, the Torah is continuity. Then let me prepare you. If we go to Leviticus, Vayikra has the book of Leviticus. And let's go to chapter 18. Okay? I'm going to read only the beginning of the verses and then at the end of chapter 18. Okay? I want to start with verse 1. Adonai spoke to Moshe and said, "Speak to the Israelites and say, I am Adonai, your God. You must not behave," listen carefully, "you must not behave as they do in Egypt, where you used to live." Already the Creator is telling Israel, you have a lot of things from Egypt. Okay, there is no my invention or anything like that. He's telling them. And then he said, where you used to live. And you must not behave as they do in Canaan, where I am taking you, nor must you follow their statutes or their ways. You must observe my customs and keep my Torah and follow them. More clear? I don't know. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand this simple thing, no? In other words, do not imitate others who are going to take you to the wrong way. Follow my teachings, and you are going to be living okay. Today, sadly enough, I mentioned this before, today we have lost our identity as human beings. Most of us, we are only imitators. And we are looking at others, how they dress, they look, and we dress, and we do everything that is fashion. You know? Have you seen now the new haircut? Shave here, you know? Oh, that's very nice for the young people. But when you see a middle-aged man like this, you say, this guy doesn't have his own personality. Have you seen how they dress today? You know, the pants, I don't know how they put inside, you know, and they so tight, you know, and I don't know how they walk. But that's it, you know. And when I tell them I like my pants very young, they say, you are out of shape or out of fashion. Well, I am not fashion. Because I am not here to follow men. I am here to follow the Creator. Remember Jeremiah Hanabi Cursed be the name who follows man. Blessed the name who follows the Creator. Blessed be. Okay? Now, the end of chapter 18. Verses 26 down. You, however, must keep my Torah and my and do not do any of these hateful things, none of your citizens, nor of your residents, aliens. Look at how inclusive is the Creator. If you don't feel that you are part of Israel, but you are with the people of Israel, follow Israel. Okay? There are many of you that you are not Israelites, many of you that you are not Jewish, many of you you have a special desire to be part of Israel, but you cannot follow all the Israel things. You know, many of you are not circumcised, for example. But doesn't mean that you do not need to follow the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No? Then, they say, do not do these hateful things that are done with the people who live in the country before you, and the country became unclean. If you make it unclean, will it not vomit you is vomited out of the nations there before you? Yes, anyone who does any of these hateful things, whatever it may be, any person doing so will be outlawed from his people. So keep my rules and do not observe any of the hateful customs, any of the hateful rules which were forced before you came. Then you will not be made unclean by them. I am Adonai your God. More clear. This I am Adonai your God is going to be repeated many times. But here it's very important. Let me make it this. Today we see Israel, the country Israel, our country, that we love it so much. But many of us, we are crying out at what is happening in Israel. Because the problem is that you have, we call it extra religious people, or totally, what do you call it, very, very religious, ultra-Orthodox, that the religiosity it has become most of the people dislike them more and more because they are pushing things the Creator has not asked us to do. You know, they're forcible. And they look down to other people. That's what I was talking about. Being religious, you think that you are closer to the Creator, better than anybody, and you start looking down everybody else. And they look the rest of the people of Israel down, and they don't like to be the rest of the Israel, the secular people, they don't like to be looked down upon themselves, and they react against the religious people. And the problem is that reacting against the religious people, they are throwing the baby with the throwing the baby out with the bad water. Thank you. I like this, but I have difficult to say. Okay? And then what they do, most of the secular, these people, ultra-Orthodox, are the true representatives of that God. Who wants that God? That's religiosity. Okay? That is fanaticism. Also, we need to see here, this is important, Israel. Israel has lost its identity. Israel is coming back to the same thing that happened in 1 Samuel. When Samuel, the prophet, was asked by his people, give us a king, give us a king. And Samuel goes back to the Creator and say, they are asking me to get a king. He said, do not worry. The Creator answered to Samuel, do not worry, Samuel. They are not rejecting you, they are rejecting me. That's Israel. Okay? Every time that Israel wants to be like the other nations, The only thing that they are doing is rejecting the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Israel was born to be unique, not to be like anybody else. Israel needs to be different. And here it comes, chapter 19. And Adonai spoke to Moses and said, speak to the whole community of Israelites and say, you shall be holy because I am your God, holy. This translation, there are some that say, you know, he say, you are holy because I will be holy or I am holy. They give the emphasis like, I, as a person, when I become holy, I make God holy. The Creator depends on me. You see how the words, and also in other translations, in other works, they have changed this. Instead to use the word holy or separated, they have used the word perfect or perfection, what has nothing to do one with the other. Well, this is important to understand. And then how he continued. Listen carefully. Because I am holy, your God. And each one shall respect father and mother and keep the Shabbat. He's going to start with what? The 10 Commandments. Because the three first is about who I am. And the 10 Commandments. This is the basic institution on earth. Like, again, let me repeat. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand these simple things that the Creator has done. But here is coming the theological discussions and confusion for the rest of the world. The word holy. You see, we have emphasized in the word holy as that the word who describes us, instead to know what really holy means and what it's going to describe to. Holy is only an adjective. We put it in that way. And to be holy to what? And in other words, it is, the word holy means you are going to be separated or set apart. You know? To what? To what you are holy? Do you know that you can be holy to evil? I am totally holy. Let me go, before I continue, only to give you my point. Let's go to Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 23. I hope they found it. 23. Okay. Devarim. Verse 18 in the Hebrew Bible, in the Christian Bibles, in other Bibles is 17, but here is 18 in the Hebrew. I'm going to find it here too. Okay. לא תג'ת, קדשה, מבנות ישראל. In English. There must not be prostitutes among the women of Israel, or your daughters of Israel. And the word prostitute, you know what is the word prostitute? Kedasha. From the word kadosh. But continue. Belogic Ye, Kadesh, Mignei Israel. In English, and no prostitutes among the men of Israel. In some translations, they call it sacred prostitutes because of the kadosh, because they do not understand the word kadosh, kadesh. Then you can be separated to prostitution, what is evil, or you can be separated to the Creator. Then let's go back to Leviticus chapter 19. If we are holy, to whom we are holy? I have my people when they're holy, oh, he's a saint. Has a circle here in the head. Now here in Montreal, we have more saints than people. No? Okay, everybody's a saint. And what it means is somebody who identifies with a behavior or something that that they're living in. And what behavior, attitude, what represents the Creator? Here is the idea that I want to share with you. I call it integrity. I call it morality. Moral values. Be integral. Being full of the presence of the Creator, doing what is right in His sight. Do what is right on His sight. You see, closer you are to the Creator, your conduct of life change. And you are set apart because of what the Creator is doing in your life and showing you areas that you need to stop. And one of the basic ideas is about you start with honoring father and mother. Then you say you need to keep the Shabbat. Not to honor the Creator. The Creator doesn't need our honor. To keep the Shabbat in order that you keep yourself in well-being. Your health, your family, all together are okay. Because after that, He's going to tell you the things that you don't need to do. Imitating the Egyptians, imitating the Canaanites, imitating the world today. You see, morality today has gone down to the swamp. Morality has lost a meaning. Today we teach that everything is okay. You are okay, I am okay, everybody's okay. Today we don't have the right to make judgment about behaviors. Today we cannot qualify different types of behaviors that are immoral. Today we don't have the right to say this is wrong and this is right. Because the government and certain little groups of people push you to do what they tell you to do, even that is immoral in your own understanding. Because we are coming to a society that is becoming amoral. Immoral is to go against what is moral. But amoral is total lack of morality. At least if you are immoral, you know that you're doing wrong. But if you are amoral, you don't even can see the difference between right and wrong. And that's what's happening in Israel as an example of all the nations of the world. Our turpitude of seeing with the eyes that the Creator has given us to differentiate right and wrong, what is moral and what is immoral. We call Israel that has the most moral army in the world. They have the most moral people that help everybody. And sounds very good. But at the same time, we are accepting behaviors that are destructive to the society. And we call ourselves, we are open-minded. Look, we are like other societies in Europe or in America. That is the wonderful thing to do. And that's when you become a bad imitator. That you imitate the wrong things instead to imitate the right things. What do you think? There is almost a parallel between being holy and being chosen. Because when you are chosen, you are going to follow certain morality, certain type of behavior. And you belong to the Creator, there are certain behaviors that are not allowed for us to do. We cannot be like the other people. And the differentiation today is not about what do we eat. And it's not so much about how we dress. The differentiation today to us is what it comes out of our heart through our mouths. What it comes and we do things. That's what our teacher, our Rabbi Yashuv, tried to bring it to his people. Don't worry about all the paraphernalia that is going to make you to look like you are better than the others or you are different than the others. Don't worry about the uniform. Worry about what comes out of your mouth. Worry about what do you do in life. Worry about Sadek, Tirdof Sadek. Justice. Follow justice. Pursue justice. That's what the Creator is teaching us today about being holy. Holy is not, to again repeat, it's not a circle on your head or you are better than the others. Or that you put yourself in a place of higher than anybody else. Totally the contrary. When you really are walking with God, you become one of the humblest people on the earth, as our teacher, Moshe Rabbeinu, as our teacher, Rabbi Yeshua. They knew about being humble, because anytime that you get closer to the Creator, you realize the distance that is between you and Him. And it wouldn't be because of Him, you will never Him. But when you are full of yourself, not only you think you have reached it, but you have passed it. And you thrown yourself. And that's what religion does to people. They make them believe they're better than the others. But when you truly, truly follow God, you realize about your shortcomings. You realize about your areas that you need to work on it. You realize that your teshuvah is genuine. Coming back to the Creator. It's so easy to be holier than thou. When we need to eat our humble pie sometimes, and we need to understand that the Creator has asked us not but to imitate what is good. Let me ask you this simple question. We just came out of Egypt and we go to Canaan. Which of the two sides you are imitating? I want to give you simple ideas here. Don't follow Moloch, saying what a Moloch means. The killing of the children to their gods. What that most of the people has lost, even they don't have even the concept before birth. You know, abortion is on demand. The unborn babies, because they cannot deal with this. You know what is interesting about the law, especially in the Western countries? If you kill a woman, doesn't matter how long has been pregnant, 2 killings. But you can kill the baby, and that you don't go to jail. About morality, what is right and wrong? The Creator made Adam and Eve. Didn't make Adam and Steve. And what is the problem? If you dare to say something, you are punished. And there's no hate there. You know, I have the right to believe in my way without doing damage to others. But the others don't have the right to do damage on me either. If they want to practice any type of behavior that I call immoral, they have the right to practice. What they don't have the right is to impose on me their immorality. And this is the problem that we are suffering today. People say, what's wrong? Everybody loves each other. I cannot argue with them that they love each other. That's not my problem. They can keep loving each other until they die. That's the problem. But don't impose me your love on me. And this is why we are going down to the drain. We are going to the swamp. You know, I remember that the American President Trump, he said, I'm going to clean the swamp. Because that was supposedly Washington is a place where the corruption is. The politicians. Let me tell you, the sword is all over us. We are totally contaminated by the sword. That's the reason that we are different, because we realize that we do not want to be part of the sword. But at any time that we crime, you cannot say the truth. It's a hate crime. Believe me or not, right now, in California, at this moment that I am talking to you, they are trying to pass a bill, nothing new, by the way, that already happened before. They're trying to pass a bill that the Bible cannot be read anymore, and they need to be banned, censored. Hateful crime. Placing the true morality that the Creator has given to us, integrity. That's what he call it. You shall be separated because I am set apart. You need to follow me, not follow I. And how many times, look at how many times he say, I am the Lord. He say, if you offer a communion sacrifice to the Lord, make it in such a way as to be acceptable. You will live because I am Adonai, your God. Because all the time, because I am 15 times you're going to see here, I am Adonai, your God, in one chapter. The reason that we do certain things, because I am Adonai, your God, say the Lord. Blessed be his name. I am tired that most of us, we play religion. We play holier than thou. And we play that I am better than you are. I have seen even here in this community, sometimes people say, oh, I am not like them. Give me a break. What do you think? You are better than them? I am holy than them. I don't do what they do. Maybe you don't do what they do, but maybe you do other things that they don't do. Don't put yourself in a pedestal. Totally the contrary. And Rabbi Yashuv dice, humble ourselves before the Lord. We need to humble ourselves and to to humbling yourself, the only way that you can see is when you are close to the Creator. You know, let me go to this. I cannot go because I'm going to, in Leviticus, we are going to see the next week, but Leviticus 23. Let me go to Leviticus 23. I want to read something to you. And then, if you are kind to me, go to Matthew. Habesorah Matayahu is called, the Gospel of Matthew in the Christian Bibles. Okay. Chapter 5. Verse 27. 23, 26, 27. Okay? 23, 26, 27. And the Lord spoke to Moshe, telling him, in the 10th day of this 7th month will be a day, Yom HaKippurim. It's going to be a sacred day in which you must, the translation depends how the scripture, the translation that you have. One of those is to afflict your soul, but another say to deny your soul. The real word is to impoverish your soul. Okay? Now, don't move it. Now, let's go to, I was telling you before, Matayahu, Habesorah Matayahu. Verse 3, 5, verse 3. I'm going to read how it's translated here. Blessed is the poor of spirit, because the kingdom of heaven is theirs. You know that this is not Hebrew, this is Greek, and you know that whoever wrote this was following some kind of Hebrew scripture, but interpreting them way. Means poor of spirit. It comes from what I just read to you, Leviticus 23:17. You know, and Leviticus 23:17, 27. I'm sorry, 27. What it say? It is, you know, Yehodei v'chineh haseh hakipurim hu onalechem be'initem es nashofteihem. Initem, you know, to make your soul poor or to make yourself afflicted. You know, this is the same idea. When you humble yourself before God, you encounter the presence of Him, because the kingdom of God, the Malchuto HaElohim, is only a way to express the presence of God. You know, it's when you change the name because you don't want to pronounce the name of God, you know the name. How do you call that? No. When you don't pronounce the name, you give it another term. How do you call it? No. The term in grammatical. The grammatical term. No. One day you're going to find it. Okay. And now, let's go now. Euphemism. Thank you. I was getting worried about all of you. It's a euphemism. Okay? And when Yeshua, they say, I'm going to teach you how to pray. Avinu Sheba Shamayin Yikadash. You know, Malchuto. What is he saying? Avinu Malken. What is the term? He's talking about the Creator, our Father who are in heaven. in the same chapter 45, Matthew 45, yes. Verse 48. Do not even the Gentiles do as mine. You must therefore set no bounds on your law, just as your heavenly Father said no this. And he said, be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect.
You mean you said Matthew 45. There is no Matthew chapter 5.
5:45 to the end. Okay. Okay. This idea of perfection and be better than others, saying is, the Creator, what he's saying it is, not be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. He's not talking about that. What he's talking is, you shall be separated for God, because he is the one that separates you. He's the one that makes you holy. You don't make holy God. God separates you. You belong to God. Anyway, what I want to tell you, and I want to close with this. All of us, without exception, we still are holding on things from Egypt, or we have learned certain things from Canaan that is deep in us, and we need to abandon. We don't need to continue doing the other things. And what the Creator wants for us is to be different. And the difference is in our hearts. The difference is in who do we think, we act, and we do. Do you remember about the Bechirah of Shear, free will? God has given us free will. For that reason, all of us, we are responsible for what we do. That's a responsibility, personal responsibility. And at the end, we are going to be judged by what we do. You know, other religions, they teach you that you can pass you sing to somebody else, you know. It's not for me. I throw it to somebody else. Somebody else pay for me. The Torah teaches you the one who sings is the one who suffers the consequences. That's Torah. You know, you can pass to anybody the buck, but the Creator said the buck ends on you. You need to be responsible. And that's Bechirah Shear, free will. And the free will gives us the capabilities of what I call a kavanah, from the heart. Is the intention, is the secret on all of us. What is our intentions? That's where our morality comes. To do right before the Creator. He knows what is right and what is wrong. And sometimes you think you are doing right, and you're doing right. Because the Creator, what is going to check on you, is about your intention. Believe me or not, one time somebody asked me this question. I know that the Creator is asking us not to be liars. Then we cannot lie, no? Even if the situation is that we cannot do it. What? And then give me this example. What about is in the time of the Shoah, come the Germans and I am hiding Jewish people. And they come and they say to me, you are hiding any Jew? And I say, no, I am not hiding. I am sinning because I am lying. That is to tell you about the lack of understanding and fanaticism. The Creator didn't tell us and teach us to be dummies. Do you think that our Creator didn't give us brain? Do you think our Creator make us machines of us? This is the reason why Achare-Yud, responsibility, freedom. The only way that you can be free, the only way that you can be responsible is you are free. And a slave doesn't have responsibility. Only a free person be responsible. Now let me end it. Are you following anything that comes from others? Are you an imitator of others instead to be imitator of the Creator? Or doing what the Creator teaches and show you about what is integrity and morality? Because these passages is about integrity and morality, to live a right life. Not to do evil to yourself. And participate in the goodwill of everybody else. Shabbat Shalom.